Namaste, everyone. It's Michelle Skaletski-Boyd, intuitive medium and best-selling author. For many years, I've been sitting on my premier package, my signature product, not really sure what to do with it, and I realized it's time to share it with the world. And so I invite you to enjoy the experience, as I like to say, and share it with your friends, and also comment and live more in the beautiful energies of God, Source's light and love. Namaste, it's Michelle Skaletski-Boyd, the corporate woo-woo founder of SoulFelt Words and best-selling author of Words for the Soul, Heaven-Sent Life Lessons and Conversations with God. I hope you've enjoyed your free video training series so far on how to become more aware and trusting of your higher self, so you can learn to become your own medium. I'm so grateful to all of you who have shared how you can actually see yourself now doing some of these things to learn to cross the veil with confidence. Being aware of how to use your body as a vessel was what we covered in video 1. Then in the second video, we really focus more on release and surrender, so peace and love have more room to come in. It feels like this really struck a chord because so many of your comments reflected this. So I know firsthand that these techniques have worked for me and they have worked for clients all around the world. So in today's video, I'll be guiding you into a sacred space. I'll be teaching you experientially how to tune in to these heavenly beings, and I'll share with you the most frequently asked questions that I've gotten over the years. So now on to the training. And now we're on training video number 3. And today I'm going to help facilitate a connection with one of your main spirit guides. First begin, it's really important, as you learn in video 1 and video 2, that your energies are dispersed. So when you hear me say, I'd like for you to center yourself, what I mean by that is leave your head. Begin to bring your energies down into the center, somewhere between your heart and your belly, somewhere between there. And so we're going to be doing our eyes closed. And when our eyes are closed, again, if it feels good to you, you're going to want to keep your feet flat on the floor. So why? Some people want to know, why do I have to have my feet flat on the floor? Because again, it helps disperse your energy until you can do this kind of in your sleep, as they like to say. I don't really encourage you to lie down. To stay seated with the spine straight allows what some call the Kundalini energy to move in that spiral fashion up the spinal cord, up through the top of the head, and then start to circle back down and into ground. And we'll get into this much more in private or group sessions. But for now, what I'd like for you to do is just kind of use what you've learned as foundations. And let me also share with you that this is your birthright. To use your intuition is your birthright. We all were given this ability to connect with higher self. We were all given this ability to trust our intuition. Some people don't trust it because, again, they think that they're making it up. Other people don't trust it because they need somebody to help validate and to affirm, am I in it, am I not? They're looking for a witness. I do all of these things, and I help people in all of these areas. But for today, let's just build using baby steps on what it is that you've now learned. You've learned the importance of connecting with your breath. You've understood now the importance of allowing your whole entire energy field to be felt, known, and understood. And you also know what it's like to leave your head. So please close your eyes. And we're going to begin moving now into self-acceptance. So I'd like for you to understand that we all have free will. And so please set the intention that you will begin to feel, recognize, know, perhaps even hear or see a spirit guide, meet a loved one, an angel. And I'd like for you to please, if you would, rather than be very specific and say, I want to connect, for example, with my little boy, or I want to connect with my grandma, or I want to connect with my angel, I'd like for you to just set the intention that at this time, whatever spiritual being who comes in love and light, who's vibrating in a frequency of God's source's flow, comes to you and connects with you in some way. Because sometimes we need this connection to first occur before we can connect with the loved one or with the angel of our choice. So let's start there, shall we? Baby steps. Okay. I'd like for you to notice your breathing, notice your breath, and allow that beautiful spiral breath work to move through you, above you, below you, in front of you, behind you, to the left of you, to the right of you. Preferably inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. I'd like for you to notice your feet. Just notice as this breath is really moving through your whole body, in and around your energy field. How you're also nice and grounded through your feet, through the tailbone. And I want you to imagine that your feet are standing on the earth, somewhere outdoors. And allow the temperature to be the perfect temperature. Just allow yourself to really be able to breathe in some nice, clean, fresh air. You may even bring in some scents or some sounds of nature. And because we want to open up the imagination, I'd like for you to imagine that gateway of imagination. You can imagine it however you wish. Just imagine it to be some type of a gate, some type of an opening. And whatever first pops into your awareness, go with that. Trust that. And now allow that gate, that opening to begin to widen. If it's an actual gate, allow it to swing open. And I want you to feel your feet. And for some of you, it may even feel like you're hovering a bit, and that's okay. It may feel like you're floating. But I want you to feel your feet begin to move now through that entry, through that portal. And as you move through it, you're moving into complete neutrality. And in this place of neutrality, you release any expectations. You totally just surrender. In other words, you totally trust. This is the point in intuition where your trust in God's source is greater than any fear. And so you leave behind all that no longer serves you. You leave it at the door. And you move through that gateway of trust. Fully trusting, fully surrendering. And as you move into this new sacred space, this new level of frequency, just notice now. Notice how it feels. For some of you might be getting chills or tingling. Some of you might have a knowingness. Others of you might be sensing some color behind your eyes. Oftentimes we see swirls of oranges or pinks or purples or blues. These are all indications that the energy is moving. And from here, I'd like for you to simply feel your feet once again. And I'd like for you to bring in some of your favorite things from Earth. You may bring in your favorite flowers, or maybe a favorite pet, favorite smells, favorite food. Just create this beautiful sacred space, because in order for you to meet your spirit guide, You want to create the space, set the space, so you can imagine yourself just easily being able to instantaneously allow this space to come in all around you. And just allow your imagination to really play and to know that you can easily adjust and change things around. Just notice what's coming in. Adjust the temperature, adjust the lighting. Maybe even bring in certain smells or certain sounds. Give yourself a place where you can relax. Just notice where it is you want to sit. And then make a little room for the guide. Just notice where you want the guide to come in. And just trust that whatever you're receiving is your higher self guiding you. So rather than question, which moves you out of the intuitive space, you just stay in this place of trust. And you just go with it. Go with the flow. Now from here, I would like for you to invite your spirit guide in. Just invite your guide in. And on the count of 3, as soon as I say 3, trust that your guide is now with you. And 1, 2, and 3. Now just stay in this place of surrender. Some of you started looking through the eyes of your comfort zone. You wanted to look to see what was there. You started asking questions, or you started saying to yourself, I didn't feel anything. And this is not the point. The point is that you stay in this playful, light, joyful, sacred space without any attachments or expectations. Good. And now from here, I'd like for you to get a sense of your own energy field. Just notice whether or not you're centered. Notice whether or not you're moving all your energies from your chin up or from your heart up, hoping to connect. It kind of moves you into a vibration of desperation. And so I want you to disperse your energies all the way through your feet. Find your center now, in front of you, behind you, to the left of you, to the right of you, below you, and above you. And now stay here in this balanced, centered state. And from here, your spirit guide's going to start communicating and connecting with you. For some of you, it's just a knowing. For others of you, you might actually be hearing what seems like a voice coming in your head, much like a thought. It's an actual conversation. Some of you might be picking up on smells. Some of you are getting flashes of insight. Others of you, a movie may be playing. And some of you are having an experiential, sensual experience where you kinesthetically can feel your guide. And then there are others of you who might have jumped back into your head, wondering, questioning. And if that's you, center yourself again and surrender. And then notice from there. Just trust that your spirit guide is with you, and whatever it is that you're receiving is coming from the highest source. Love and light, true God source inspiration. Just take a moment and notice what it feels like to be in the presence of the spirit guide. Just notice whether or not it feels more masculine or feminine. And again, rather than ask yourself from your head, remind yourself to be centered and to feel and to know from your core, from that embodiment of the soul. And to trust whatever it is you're receiving fully and completely. For everything about higher self-communication and afterlife communication, crossing the veil, opening intuition, it all comes down to this: self-awareness, self-trust, and full self-acceptance. For some of you, you are accepting fully what it is you received. And to you, I say, congratulations. For others of you, you haven't yet mastered your self-trust. You're still doubting what's coming in. And still some of you aren't yet fully self-aware. And so you keep wondering, am I even doing it right? Am I even where I'm supposed to be? Or you're not able to distinguish the difference between your energy and the energy of your spirit guide, and so you're starting to get mixed up and a little confused. This is all normal for people just starting out, by the way. And each and every one of you who are watching this and listening to this are coming from different places, different experiences. In a moment, I'm going to be counting backwards from 3 to 1. As I do, I'd like for you to bring all of your awareness back to the room that you're in, fully aware of all that's occurred. 3, soon wanting to stretch and to move and to open your eyes. 2, totally, fully, and completely appreciative. And 1, eyes awake, feeling great. So I hope that you really enjoyed today's guided meditation on how to begin connecting with your spirit guide. It was just a flavor of what it is that I do. And if you'd like to dive in even deeper, I'll be opening enrollment very soon on a 9-month virtual intensive called Learn to Be Your Own Medium. One of the biggest reasons why people become my clients is because they get in their own way. They start doubting the messages that they receive, or things are too fuzzy and unclear. That's why when you enroll in my 9-month virtual intensive called Learning to Be Your Own Medium, I know your life will positively shift and you'll be much more confident with what you receive. And I trust you'll then share with others how this program has positively transformed your life. Now let's get to the most frequently asked questions that I've gotten over the past decade of working with clients, including expert psychics who can read others but have a hard time reading themselves, and medical doctors, New York Times bestselling authors, and professional psychotherapists who wish to broaden their intuitive gifts, and a bunch of other people in between. The top questions that I seem to get, because they're on everyone's mind and they're said in 100 different ways, but what they're really asking are essentially the same questions. How do I know if I'm making it up? How do I know if what I'm getting is my higher self, my loved one, or my guide? What if I'm unable to feel or see or hear? Or I'm getting messages from the afterlife in my dreams. How can I connect when I'm awake? Or my loved one is already communicating, but sometimes I doubt myself or I feel blocked. What can I do to be more clear? We'll start the program with some review and some more interactive energy awareness exercises before diving into several powerful techniques on mindfulness, where I'll specifically show you how to observe your thoughts and your emotions through your breath so you can live more fully in the now. All of this and more will be taught in the very first module of the virtual intensive, with many more add-ons as we go along, including how to cross the veil on your own, learning the difference between an angel, a guardian, and afterlife communication, how to create a sacred space, how to attract beings of only love and light, helpful tools and guided meditations to release your fears and your blocks, while eliminating old conditioned beliefs and lightening your energy field. All this and much, much more. I'll be using my intuition as we go. I sincerely hope that as I describe this, you can see how comprehensive and deep a program of this nature is for our community. When I first began on my own spiritual path, there was so much that I had to figure out on my own. And so this virtual intensive is everything I wish I had when my grandma died, when my best friend died. So I trust that this 3-part training has served you well. And I hope you're as excited about the 9-month course too. I look forward to officially announcing the virtual Learn to Be Your Own Medium 9-month intensive very, very soon. So please stay tuned for the special announcement. Until then, enjoy the experience.